No surprise, the great rivalry between Lakeland and Milford making our top 5 games. Wasn't that long ago this won our top game of the year. These two always meet at the end of the season, yet here we were in week 2 for bragging rights in the Huron Valley. Lakeland has owned this rivalry since 2012, so the Mavericks going flea flicker down 7 early. Connor Jensen to Joe Bravo, he'll chuck it to Zachary Jones. Milford found themselves leading 14-7 at the half. Both teams were looking to start 2-0 for the first time in 4 years. This is Lakeland's Hunter Roberts, straight up the gut and gone. 50 yards, 14-14 game. Eagles would take a 7-point lead into the fourth by attacking the line of scrimmage again. The junior C.J. Davis busting free, 42-yard touchdown. We had a seesaw affair in the fourth that saw a total of 20 points, and this was one of the best plays all season. Junior quarterback Aiden Warzeka scrambling and scrambling and scrambling. Eagles just can't catch him. He finds Evan Johnson for 6. Mavericks going crazy just down a point. They decide to go for the win. This is what makes this rivalry one of the best. To the corner of the end zone. Check the defense by Liam Bagby. Eagles win it 28-27. Lakeland went on to beat Milford again to end the season. We stick with great rivalries for our 4th top game of the football season. Is it a rivalry when Macomb, Dakota has beaten Chippewa Valley for 12 straight years in the regular season? Yes, because it has to end sometime. Week 7 matchup, and they play for the Superintendent's Trophy. Just 45 seconds into the game, Stephen Charles Jr. in the clear. 13 carries, 128 yards, and 2 TDs on the night. Big Red's lead grew to 20-0 in the second quarter. Now, one of the best 1-2 combos all season was that of Dakota's senior duo of Brett Drosky to Jalen Hall. Drosky threw for over 2,400 yards this year. Hall caught 1,100 of them. Dakota on the board. But the half would end with CV up 27-12 because the Big Reds doing damage on the final play. The Hail Mary. Tommy Schuster delivering the airmail and John Nays Owens over a crowd of Cougars. This became a second half shootout. We go late in the game. Dakota threatening down 40-31. Drosky showing he can throw it downfield with the best of them. Hall behind the defense. Cougars now only trail by 2. Dakota got the ball back. Drosky rolling and trying to hook up with Anthony Caldwell, but look out. Jalen Jennings laying out for the game-saving interception. The regular season losing streak to the Cougars ends at 12. Big Reds beat Dakota 40-38. Our number 3 top game was one that we were fired up for because Traverse City Central has quietly been becoming a force. Coming into this Week 8 matchup, 16-1 over the past season and a half. Brother Rice, on the other hand, rebounding from their worst season since 1964. 4-3 at this point and needing a win. Central taking the 4-hour drive down I-75 and a golden opportunity to perhaps seal the Warriors' playoff fate. All the ingredients for a classic. First matchup in 23 years. Warriors struck first in the first. The fullback Matthew Bilkey pounds his way in. Rice up 7-0. Second quarter, Rice up 10-0 until Trojan sophomore QB Tobin Schwanke, the quick release to his second-team All-State wideout Devontae Walker, plowing through several Warriors. Trojans added a field goal and we were tied at 10 at the break. Defense doing the job the last 2 quarters, so we needed extra time. First OT couldn't settle it. This is double overtime. Halfback toss to the junior Jack Moran to the outside. Brother Rice the lead. Traverse City Central had to answer. Give it to Dakota Cape Perry, and the Trojans push this pile to pay dirt. We needed a third overtime. TCC's next possession. Warriors Tyler King with an interception that gave Rice a chance to win it. Kicker Quentin Kulak with a 20-yarder. Like butter. Brother Rice wins it 20-17. They would go on to make the playoffs a week later. For our second top game of the football season, we head to a Division I state semi at Troy Athens High School. Detroit Cass Tech had never won a regional in their history before 2010, now competing in their 7th straight semifinal and undefeated. Now, there was a span where Utica Eisenhower not only made the semis in 4 of 5 years, they were finalists, but that was 13 years ago. Eagles also unbeaten and packing a record-setting offense, led by junior quarterback Max Whitwer. This surefire Mr. Football candidate next year ran over 800 yards and threw for nearly 1,700. This 50-yard pitch to Jack Morris saw the Eagles leading 14-6 at the break. Cass Tech is always loaded with top talent. Let's jump to the 4th. Technicians trailing 21-13. The 4-star sophomore running back Jaron Mangham with the second effort. Technicians down 21-19. This Eisenhower team scored 537 points, and this was just a minute later. Whitwer will find his running back Jack Preventure. He scored 26 touchdowns this season, but only 2 via the pass. With 10 minutes to go, Ike up 2 scores, 28-19. Mangham later scored another 1-yard TD, and it came down to this. just like they did a week earlier versus Saline. Cass Tech would break the Eagles back with one play. Senior quarterback Rodney Hall connects with our Mr. Football finalist Donovan Peoples-Jones. Just an amazing acrobatic snag for the #1 recruit in the state. 32-28 was the final, and for the first time for this group of seniors, Cass Tech won the D1 state championship by beating Detroit Catholic Central. The Division III title tilt has often been the best game of the finals. This season, it was the best game of the year. Orchard Lake St. Mary's barely qualified for the playoffs, now playing for a three-peat. Going up against a Muskegon squad that has fought for the title 4 times in 5 years, this a rematch of the 2014 D3 Big Enchilada. Orchard Lake won that one 7-0. We eclipsed that score after the first quarter. All 4 of our Mr. Football finalists were competing for a crown, including Khalil Pimpleton. The AP Division 3-4 Player of the Year put the Big Reds up 7-3. 35 seconds to go in the half. Muskegon up 8. St. Mary's junior quarterback Caden Prescorn playing like a prime timer, throwing up for Clay Antishan, and that is getting it done, son. Eagles down a digit at the break. Muskegon beat every team that stood in front of them stateside this season, trailing 20-14. The Virginia Tech-bound Pimpleton on the end around. Back comes OLSM with the longest field goal in finals history. The junior Ben Fee rocked this one from 49. Eaglets back up 23-21. But Muskegon marched down the field, and perhaps next year's Mr. Football conversation starter, Ladarius Jefferson, he'll not be denied. Big Reds led by 5 late. Under 2 minutes remaining, and Orchard Lake drove 80 yards. 10 seconds to go. Prescorn will drop it into the arms of Kyron Cunningham. Unbelievable. OLSM is once again #1 in Michigan. 29-28 is your final score. 3rd straight Division III state championship.